So first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to unbox the body. It's going to be a lot. So make sure you grab your girlfriend or your wife's favorite Tupperware so we can put this out on the table. So let's unbox it. Ooh, look how pretty that is. So we got the body. We'll unwrap that and set it off to the side. And we got the glass. Wow. The stickers. We got the instruction manual. So we'll hang on to that. We'll probably definitely need it. Then we have the bed side and the grill. Also looks like some wiring for the lights and our screw kit. We'll open that after we unbox the box. Yes. And last but not least, we have the roll cage kit for the bed. So we can put that all on the table. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to unbag these two to see what we're dealing with. Get a close look at all the parts. Those two pieces and these two are for that. Nope, they're for the side of the truck. They will go here. Now, let's get this out of the way. We are going to be looking at our hardware. So, since I have a work mat, I'm just going to go ahead and dump these. But the next thing we're going to do is separate all these bolts. There's a lot of them. So, we can go ahead and do that. Cue another time lapse. So now that we have our screws organized, we got the fat ones, the smallest, and then it goes up by size to the longest. So now we can get our directions and start the build. So it looks like step one, you're going to need this piece and this piece. Move that out of the way. Grab our 0.05. And judging by this, we are going to be putting the pivot point facing down. So it'll look something like this. And you see how it's angled at its max point. So then we're going to take the second to longest screw to screw them in. Now it's going to be tough and it's going to be hard, but we'll figure it out. I'm going to have to create my own threads on this one. There we go. So now we can line this back up. Let's screw it in. Now we can do the same thing for the other side. Now, moving on to the next step, it looks like we are going to be putting the back plate on. So we will need this. So we can set this off to the side and grab this piece, and this piece. And it is going to require 3 of the smallest screw. So to put this together, there's this hole, and this one down here. And they are going to line up to this one, and this one. Just like that. Oh, flip it around. It's this way. Yep, there we go. Just like that. So make sure these 3 bumps are facing outwards, and make sure this little tiny piece is at the bottom. So it'll go just like that. So now let's try and screw it in. There we go. Now we could do the other side. There we go. So now we can move on to 3. Or, yeah, 3 over here. So now we're going to add this piece and this piece on. And it looks like it's going to use 4 of the smallest screw. Now, grab the instructions. It looks like step 4 is going to have us install this piece that we put together on the first one, the first step. So now we're going to use the smallest screws again. And you want to make sure it is facing this way, because then it'll flip up like this. So you want this part that's risen facing down. And we're going to put it, the smallest screw, only in this top one, which is going to be the middle. So grab your smallest screw. Let's get to screwing. That came out weird. If we're going to do that, you got to take me out to dinner first. There's 2. So now taking a look, we are on step 5, which is going to include this side piece and this side piece. We're also going to use the smallest screws, and it looks like 2 of the longest screws. So, for our side piece, we are starting on the passenger side, so we can set this one off to the side. Perfect. And this one's going to go right here. So there is 4 holes on this. This one's going to be the shortest screw. This one's going to be the shortest screw. That one's going to be the shortest screw. And this one will be the longest screw. So let's get right into it. Screw the rest of it in. Because the longest screw, you got to go through 3 pieces. You got to go from the side plate to the bracket to the side bed rail to this bracket. And this side is complete. Look at my fingerprints. So I'm going to time lapse this side. And go. And there we go. Looking at directions, we're on step number 6. We are actually going to ignore this whole piece, and we're going to bring in the cab and the windshield. So it looks like the shortest screws again, and there's going to be 4 of them. So we can flip it over, and you can see the mounting holes. 1 here, 1 here, 1 down here, and 1 over there. And then same thing on here. 1 here, 1 here. Those will line up with the 2 fronts. And then there's 2 way in the back that will go on the bottom. So first, we're going to slide this in. Ooh. Snaps into place, so don't freak out, you didn't break it. And now we can do our 4 bolts. And that is done. Now let's move on to step 7, which is requiring again 4 of the smallest bolts. And this time we are going to be putting on, 3. And we are going to be putting on this half back here. So let's go ahead and do that. So these bolts are going to be this one, and this one. And they are located on the back of the cab right here. And according to the instructions, they want us to go through the inside, which is there, and there. So we can do our best and line it up, or throw it at myself. But let's go ahead and line these up. Now, it seems like this is going to be a little bit tricky, given the location, but let's see if our trick works. We'll put the bolt on. Feed it through. And then take this part and line it up. And that seemed to work. Remember, guys, you gotta work harder, not smarter. Now, let's do the others. Oh, and we got it. So, there we are. You can see my hand on the top of the RC. Look, it's actually starting to look like a RC body. So, let's move on to number 9. Wait, I skipped something. 8. So 8 is requiring 4 of the smallest bolts. For this, you're going to need the grill you're going with. I'm going with this one. This one's a fine choice, but I like squared versus angy. And then next, we're putting these 2 sidebars on. So let's start off with these 2 sidebars before we move on to the grill. So we'll set that off to the side. And you want to grab a bolt and screw it on to the side. And now let's do the grill. For the grill, we're just going to slide it in, and it will bolt on this hole and this hole. And those are going to be the smallest bolts. There we go. So these sides right here, make sure you push them in. Sketchy, seems like you're going to break it, but you're not, I promise. And there we go. Whipping out the instructions again. We are moving on to the front clip, which is this piece right here. So what we're gonna do is, looks like we are gonna be using 2 of the fat bolts. These big fellers right here. So we actually need to get our bigger one. This is a 1.5, and you want it to face this way. Oh, we'll get it threaded through. There we go. All right, and now we'll get the second one. Oh, come on. There it is. Caused me no problems at all. Causing me no problems at all. You're in timeout. Now we could just put this one in here. And there we go. And then, last but not least, we got some accessories. So we bring in these two. And this will go right here. And then this side will go here. Just like that. This one doesn't want to cooperate. It'd be fine. And then we can open up this baggie. This is our passenger side mirror. And I'm glad it's rubber. You can slide that right here. You know what? Who needs mirrors? We'll put the windshield wipers on. Those shouldn't be difficult. Okay. That they bent. All right, well, if you want to put windshield wipers on, you might have to bore them out a bit, the holes out a bit. And if you want mirrors, I'm going to let you figure that out. And I will run mine just like this. But that's how you put together an IR60 body from Injora. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Remember to always grease your drive shafts, and I'll catch you in the next one.